We're discussing Dicamba. Joining us in the studio is Libby Walsh. She is the Nebraska Department of Agriculture Pesticide Program Manager. Thank you very much for joining us. And we've got some news to talk about because what is the current status of RUP Dicamba products?
Hi, Bryce. So last winter, the federal court in Arizona vacated the current registrations of 3 RUP Dicamba products, Tavium, Ingenia, and Extendamax. That means that they are no longer registered products and available for use. They did issue an existing stocks last year that did allow for the applications to still take place during the 2024 growing season. But as of right now, there's no approved methods for over-the-top applications of Dicamba.
I imagine you have to be getting some questions on this topic then, in particular, as we're preparing for the 2025 growing season. The short question is, what do producers do? They're planning on Dicamba soybeans.
So no, there's no workaround for anyone that's had an applicator license or gone to our trainings. Our biggest thing is the label is the law. So all pesticide products are going to say it is a violation of federal law to use this product inconsistent with its labeling. And, that means you need to follow the label. And the products that are still out there and available with Dicamba, they're going to contain statements that it's mandatory label language, but it's going to say things like for pre-plant only or do not use post-emergent on soybeans. So anyone using those products against the label, that's what we'd call a label violation. Without these products being available, producers are going to have to work with their crop consultants and seed dealers to come up with a plan for 2025. With the XtendiFlex traits, they do still allow for over-the-top applications of glyphosate and glufosinate. So those are products that are still in the toolbox for our producers.
Back on the label, you talked about that kind of being a legally binding situation. What's the enforcement behind that? Yeah,
so pesticides are regulated under FIFRA. That's the Federal Insecticide, Fungicide, and Rodenticide Act. It's overseen by EPA, but the Nebraska Department of Agriculture, we have primacy, meaning we're the ones to enforce it. And we do that by, routine inspections and complaint investigations. Our routine inspections consist of, going into dealers and marketplaces, ensuring that, what is for sale on the shelf is, in fact, an EPA-approved product and, not something that someone's cooking up in their basement or has been on the back shelf for 50 years. So we do those, and we also ensure that the products that are being sold, such as, RUPs, those are going to have record-keeping requirements. They're going to be, what we call the higher-risk pesticides, and we don't want those in the hands of unlicensed professionals. So people that are licensed to apply those, they attend training courses. We ensure basically that those products are being sold to the correct individuals as part of our routine inspections as well. Our inspectors will also do what we call use observations, and will stop on they might stop someone they see out spraying and ensure that they are licensed correctly and that they are applying products correctly, both to, protect the users and the environment. Mm-hmm. Another part of pesticide compliance then is going to be the complaint investigations. And those we do when we receive a call to our department, of a possible pesticide misuse. With those allegations, then we do require photos if it's a herbicide related, and then we might send a field inspector out to further investigate the situation. If it is deemed a possible misuse, we'll look at weather records. We take tissue samples, statements, product labels. We then compile those all into a report and compare it back with the label, because like I said before, the label's the law. Everything goes back to the label. So with those records, if there was determined to be a violation, whether that's wind speed or rate or site, then, we'll assign violations.
Good information, Libby. Sure appreciate you stopping by the studio to give us the latest when it comes to Dicamba in 2025. For more information, visit the Nebraska Department of Agriculture online. From inside the Nebraska Soybean Board Studio, brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers and their checkoff, I'm Bryce Duskett reporting.